And the Vatican is facing fresh accusations of corruption as the details of two new books surfaced today. This after a priest and a public relations expert were arrested over the weekend on suspicion of leaking internal information. One of the books details the existence of suspect accounts in the Vatican Bank, big spending by cardinals, and the alleged diversion of funds earmarked by hospitals. Yes, and here to talk about books is Ayman Sikseck.
Good evening, Lucy.
What is the book that you're...
Well, Lucy, let me ask you this. Have you ever taken a helicopter ride that cost $26,000?
No.
Well, if you worked at the Vatican...
I don't have, I think, $26,000 in
the Vatican does.
I never had this in my account, yes.
The Vatican has a lot more, and one of the details revealed in one of the books that has not yet been published in English, but the Washington Post received several chapters and started running them. They're getting lots of attention. So one of the things we're finding out is that Tarcísio Bertone, he's the former Vatican Secretary of State, had a very lavish lifestyle, which came a lot from donations made to the church. This is money that people give for the benefit of the church, for the benefit of Christianity, for spreading the message of Jesus to the world.
How can you spread the message with now taking a helicopter
ride, everywhere?
You know?
I'm pretty sure that's the explanation that Bertone gave after. So one of the other things that he did is he refurnished his home with some of this money, with lots of this money. And really what we see here is that Pope Francis is coming off quite well. He's trying to stop these things. You know, he's had a very, very extensive operation of cleaning up the Vatican Bank, started in 2012 with the previous Pope. But what we do find out here is that there's a lot that he's not letting the public know. There's no transparency in these banks. There are secret budgets, which he's been recorded scolding cardinals about. They're using money which they're not supposed to be using in budgets that are unofficials, meaning it's basically stolen money.
You know, I'm trying to understand because the Pope is giving a new word out there, and you know, by giving a new word out there coming from the Vatican, is the new word also transparency after this?
He's definitely trying to get there, and we're seeing that he was secretly recorded in several of these conversations with the cardinals, saying things that he does not say to the world about the Vatican, and these things are out there in these books. Now, one of the things that we are seeing is that while he's trying to be compassionate and accepting of other communities, as we see him doing all over the world, I think the main consequence from these books is that maybe you should clean up your own home first. And he is trying.
I'm trying to understand who is in charge of the account department in the Vatican. Some people are saying names in my ear, but I'm not going to say which names, but is there somebody who is actually in charge in this department?
Well, the book focuses on Tarcísio Bertone. He was the former Secretary of State for the Vatican. Now, the money is in the hands of several people, and these people have basically betrayed the trust that the Vatican has put in them and used the money for purposes that are not supposed to be used for. Now, the books, once they come out in English, are going to be create hysteria all over the world.
You know, I'm trying to think when you're going to the priest to say and for a confession and to talk about your sins, if you're also talking about taking $26,000 for a helicopter flight to what, be closer to God?
Well, forgive me, Father, for I have spent other people's money in this case.
Ayman Sikseck, good one.
Thank you, Lucy.